and TV show recaps. We review and read them too, as long as they're Black, Brian and Lamar hosting the show. Remain unbiased in case you don't know. Now you know. There's nothing but competition. It's out to the imagination. If you don't know, now you know.
Disclaimer: no matter if we liked your movie, liked your show, or hated the show, or hated your movie, doesn't matter. We respect you, shout outs to you, and we support you. And we try to get everybody else to support you like we support you. Black on Black Prime, we stand on what we say, though.
And just like always, if you didn't ask for our opinion, we didn't ask you to listen to it. So, sorry.
Click and turn it off. Hey, we're a little late, but we here. We're a little late.
We got y'all.
Your girl Bree asked about this.
Yeah.
I watched the first season when it came out. Brian didn't.
Mm-mm.
I couldn't even convince him to do it because he don't support Black women. But he finally jumped on the train one day and was like, I don't got nothing else to watch, so let me watch this show. And he ended up watching the whole first season. Then he texted me like, hey, man, we should watch Reasonable Doubt, as if I wasn't already in the game.
You wasn't, because you didn't watch the second season.
I did.
You was done too, nigga. It's not that I don't support Black women. I just don't like whole shows sometimes. But
wait. Break down the whole show. Break down the whole show so people understand what you're saying.
All right, so a whole show is just a show about like, because I feel like they try to show like women empowerment by like sexual, like just I can fuck anybody I want to kind of shit, and that's just like annoying to me a little bit. It's like, you do what you do. I feel like the Insecure show was like kind of the start of, you know what I mean, the shit, and it just like then it branched off into all these different shows where it just like showed women in these sexual escapades, like, and that's all they do really. Like that's they meet a nigga, or they fucking, it don't work out, now the nigga and shit, and then she meet a more light skinned nigga with muscles, and then it's just like a long Tyler Perry series, and it's just overboard, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's like, what is this about? Like she don't have to be. I feel like it makes a woman look way better if it's just like she's like the whole cheat back shit or whatever. That just make you look more crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like just find a better nigga.
That nigga said a long Tyler Perry.
Yeah, it's just like, stop being like, oh, he cheated on me, I'm gonna cheat back. Then you got.
So you don't like yes. You don't like the over sexualization of the Black women in the shows.
Yeah, I just think it's overboard. It's overdone now. You know what I mean? I feel like
let me ask you this though.
You can show power in different ways. Like she's a lawyer, she's smart. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
I get what you're saying, but let me ask you this though. If they had a male version of that where the dude is just fucking everything, do you think it would be as annoying? And that's not even me, because I kind of feel like what you're saying on the other side.
You know what's funny is just like, maybe I just don't realize it. You know what I mean? It's like when I watch shows, it's like I'm not like most of my favorite shows are not about guys going out and just fucking hella bitches. You know what I mean? That's not really my thing. You know what I mean? Just like, oh man, like he's I'm trying to think of a show like that, like where it's just a guy.
Yeah, I don't think there is a show like that.
Yeah, it's just like a guy just out like fucking different girls. Like those are none of my favorite shows if there are out there like that. But if it is, I probably would be annoyed at that too, because it's like, what's the show about? Just a nigga on his sexual escapades. I mean, like, I don't know.
Like, I feel you on that, because it's like it seemed like Insecure kind of opened the door for women being allowed to do what they want.
Right.
But like you said, it became a trend to where it's like, we damn near have to write every show like, we have to write our show like this now.
Yeah.
You had there was a show on Netflix, The Lady with the Light Eyes. She was She's Gotta Have It, the TV show.
Yeah.
It was that. And then you had the one with Megan Good. It was that. It's like it became every show is like that. So I feel what you're saying. It's kind of like, but for me, it's like it don't irritate me as much. It's just be like, I don't watch this. It's not for me. Like when I first saw the Making Good show, I told my wife, like, oh, this must be for you because it's not for me.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't necessarily call them hoes. I get what you're saying because you don't mean it disrespectfully. It's like that's the term they use. Like
Yeah.
I'm in my whole phase.
Right.
So it's like it becomes that's the world they want to show. But I'll be like, I necessarily don't want to see different niggas naked in these shows. I don't. It's not for me. You know what I mean? I don't want to watch this shit. I don't want to watch this shit. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I could get how you would think watching the first episodes of Reasonable Doubt. You would think that's going to be what they primarily show because they kind of give you her freedom too. And that's, of course, that has to be included. Like she can fuck whoever she wants and it's all right.
Yeah. And if that's a real thing, like I'm not saying that women can't, like do what you want to do. You know what I mean? But it's just like, it comes off. Yeah. It's just like, it comes off a certain way. And it's like, as I watched the show Reasonable Doubt, I realized that it wasn't just that. So just like, I did prejudge it. You know what I mean? Because I saw the first couple episodes, I don't feel like watching this shit. Then you realize
it was at a time where this is what all the shows. It was hella shows like hella shows like that.
Lined up. Yeah. So as you watch it, and you realize, oh, like there's a story behind this. There's mystery behind this. Cool. So that's my bad for judging it, but at the same time, there is a lot of Heaux shows out there that I feel like are it's starting to get a little bit it's I don't know, it's just getting oversaturated and just like why? Like you can show power in so many different ways.
It's the overly highlighted part of that. And I think okay, so I think Reasonable Doubt showed it in a way that we're talking about to where it's like she has the freedom to do what she wants, but that's not the focus.
Right. Exactly.
It seems like they always make that a focal point in the other shows. It's like, let me brag about being a hoe rather than just being like, yeah, I fucked. Yeah. But this case I'm working on, it's like make that the focus, make the show the focal point, the whole shit extra. Make the whole shit the whole shit.
Yeah. Exactly. Like and this show like just like I said, like it was like suspense, mystery, had a good soundtrack, like you were saying.
Nigga, every song they play on here is fire.
Yeah, like so I don't know if it was shot well. So it's like as you watch the show, you realize how good it is. You be like, oh shit, like I'm into this. I'm watching this shit. Yeah. I don't know what's going on yet. You know, the first season, it kind of like it went for the case of Braden, dude from Say the Last Dance. I forgot what his real name was. But it's like that whole case, the twists and turns that went to, I feel like it was definitely a good season. You know what I mean? I knew that nigga did it from jump though. I was just like, that nigga guilty, the motherfucker.
Pleasing in the motherfucker.
Yeah, but it wasn't like super obvious. You know what I mean? I was just like, damn, well maybe, you know what I mean, this, that, and the other, and was a lot of shit going on that made you think like, what about this person? You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, like this could be. So I don't know. I feel like they did a good job in the first season, like getting us to that point. You know what I mean? I was a little bit, if I didn't have the second season to watch, I might have been a little bit mad to come back. Because I'm just like, wait a minute. I was like, this is bullshit, but I had more to watch. I had a whole second season to watch up to episode 5, I think it was, or 6.
Right. I watched the first season when it came out, so I don't even remember. I remember key points, but I don't remember.
Yeah, like we don't got to talk about it fully. It was literally about a guy that killed. It was a guy that was already married to a white woman, and he had like this woman that was working with him, this black woman that was working with him or whatever, and he put her on to his job because she brought like the urban community and helped him get like the black market. You know what I mean?
Okay, now I remember. Yeah, she ended up dead, and then her best friend kind of like. Her best friend was the only one like, nah, this nigga killed her. Yeah, like she knew it, you know what I mean, from jump. Just, you know, I mean, she didn't have evidence really other than the fact the murder weapon had the nigga fingerprints on it. So I mean, that was what it was. So the night of her murder, that nigga was there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they, you know, to not go through it all, like pretty much he ends up going over there to get like her to sign like an NDA or some shit like that or a contract. So she signs it and he puts it in an envelope. He's sitting in his car. He opens it up to see, you know, her signature, and it's like, fuck you on it. this nigga go back there on some like, you know, hey, for shit. Rage for shit.
Yeah, rage, and ends up sticking her in the neck with a glass.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
it was a lot of, it was a lot of people that could have been, it could have been the white guy because the white guy came over there. Like it could have been her best friend. It could have been her cousin. I remember it was just going back, and it was so many different characters that could have been involved. And that's what made the show, I feel like, dope.
It was to its title, Reasonable Doubt. Like you
Yeah.
have a reason to believe or not believe either person you can accuse in your mind. And they're doing that good in the second season too.
Yeah. Yeah. The second season.
Also during the first season, you see her dealing with her relationship too, like her personal relationship. Like she's connected to this nigga that went to jail, that she still got feelings for, but she's trying to like put off or hide those feelings, and she's dealing with her husband who's trying to love her, but it's just like a bunch of twists and turns. It's some weird shit, but some shit that happened in the first season is the reason for me having the husbands back in the second season.
Yeah. Michael Ealy can't get a break.
No,
they get that nigga the script and be just like, damn, the villain.
Again, my nigga,
damn, I can't.
How much you paying?
Like I'll do it. Shit. Nigga throwing kids out the window, all kind of shit, bro. But yeah, like she is she definitely, like her and her husband are separated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like they have a little separation. I don't know if it's legal or not, or they just, but they kind of going back and forth. But I like their relationship when they get back together because it seems like they match really well. The chemistry is great. Like they be chilling, smoking weed together, laughing and joking. But it's just like before you know it, they arguing about some shit. Like every scene, he about to hit it, and then he'd be like, turn around. And she was just like, why you had me turn around? That's how you did it with him. It was just like some weird shit because she was fucking.
It's some weird.
Going back to the kind of the beginning of the first season, he hired a security guard to like guard their house because he wasn't living there no more.
But he did it with the intention of knowing she was gonna fuck him.
Yeah, they was on some freak shit. You know what I mean? And you realize that, that's been kind of their whole relationship. Like they went to a sex room before and had another nigga fill her up and all that. I'm like,
never in life.
Whoa. You know what I mean? So
I was watching that thing with my wife. I said, I'd have ruined the club. Like, nigga, that's your wife. Like, yeah. Do you mind? Yeah, mind, nigga. I'll make a whole scene right there.
You're like, nigga, why you here? Nigga, I want to have sex with my wife in the sex club. That's it. You can watch, nigga.
We ain't come for all that, my nigga. Back the fuck up.
So I don't even know what that was all about, but just like, their relationship is kind of open. Like they're not fucking other people technically, but in the separation period, she did because they were just like, that wasn't the first time I watched you. Because not only did she fuck the security guard, and he watched, like it happened beforehand. You know what I mean?
She fucked Michael Ealy.
Right. So it's not like he told her that she can do that though, but he was
right.
He was kind of comfortable watching that shit, knowing that they were separated. It was like a turn on to him.
Yeah, she knew he was watching. She looking at the camera, smiling while she's fucking him.
Does that make it right, in your opinion?
Doesn't make what right? What right?
So even though he knows, he's not telling her to do these things. He don't want her to do these things, but they are separated, and she knows he's watching. Is it okay for her to do that? Like to me, it seemed like he's setting her up.
I feel like if you ain't together, you kind of do what you want. Just in my opinion, like if we ain't together, we ain't together. Her watching on the camera, that's some weirdo shit, but like that's confirmation from both sides. If she knows he's watching and she's doing it, and he's watching and liking it, nigga, that's confirmation from both sides. Can't nobody who could argue that point, like, but you can't be out here fucking like you watched me do it. And I know you watching and I'm doing it. It's like her doing that, you now have no argument for what I can do when you've done that. And I have no argument for what you could do if I'm watching on the camera and I seen you kissing him and I don't immediately call you like, hey, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And I'm watching. So it's like that's confirmation from both sides.
Yeah. They are honestly, their relationship is explained through flashbacks or whatever, how they met and all of that. So it's just like you see where it starts and the issues that it brings. They're in therapy. They go to therapy all the time and they talk about these issues, but it's like they're setting themselves up for destruction for the most part. You know what I mean? Because like I don't think either of them wants the other to be with other people. It's just like
I think that therapist broke it down perfect
yeah,
when he read her, not necessarily him, when he read her, and he was talking about like why she can't be happy with forever. She always expects the worst. Like she expects in time this nigga's going to leave her.
yeah,
She can't fathom a world where this nigga really loves her. It's like that's where her mind was fucked up. And I think the therapist breaking that down, it made everything clear for how she is in the show. Because her conclusions is always jump to. When she jumps on him for shit, she damn near forgets everything she did. It's just like it's almost like a aha, I knew it moment anytime he does anything.
yeah. And the
Because it's
therapist
like,
was
oh,
saying
you was fucking her. It's like, did you forget that I saw you on tape?
yeah,
I didn't fuck her before you fucked you.
man. Those sessions was like is deep. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Breaking them down, and the therapist doesn't seem like he's biased. Like I like that type of
Yeah,
shit or whatever. Like he's talking to him or whatever. Like man, like maybe you should not assume and do this, that, and the other. He's telling her about how she never had unconditional love before. Like her daddy
yeah,
chose drugs over her, and her mama chose I don't know if it was her career or something like that over her.
yeah.
So she don't know what it is. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So when people give her love, like she thinks it's conditional. Like going in a relationship and thinking that shit is wild. You know what I mean? It's just
It's
like
not.
conditions. I mean,
It's
it's
wild, but
definitely
it's
not
real.
rare, but it's just like to get married to somebody and be just like, man, there's like conditions after you did your vows and all of that kind of shit.
Mm.
It's like,
Do you say conditions or do you say
I mean, it's a
unsureties? Unsureties. Like you have this sense that one day this motherfucker's gonna be like, I don't want to be here no more. Or one day it's gonna be like, I'm gonna do something to where this motherfucker be like, oh well, fuck you. You get what I'm saying? It's not conditions because she don't have necessarily conditions because she never to have conditions is like you got to put something on somebody like if you don't do this, then we can't be together. She don't have that. It's more so like she's waiting for the bomb to explode. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
everything because she said everything's perfect, but I feel like
this is
in
gonna
her
happen.
mind she's waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's like she can't be happy because she's expecting the worst at all times.
Yeah, yeah. I'm as far as the conditions, I'm just going off of what the therapist was talking to her about. Just you getting married and you go into it thinking that like there's no unconditional love there, or if you don't plan to love unconditionally, why get married to somebody? Because it's just like if he does something and he fails at it, or if he makes a mistake and you're always just like, well, nigga, that's it. You're
Mm.
always leaving or whatever. It's just like, what was the point? Like, what was the vows
Yeah,
for?
yeah, I don't know.
You know
I
what I
don't
mean? It's just
I
like
don't
I'm
know.
not saying it's easy because it's not easy to love anybody unconditionally unless it's like your mama or something like that. You know what I mean? But if somebody cheat on you, it's kind of hard to be like, all right, well, let's work this out. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just like
And the funny thing is, and this funny thing because he said it,
yeah,
it's like she cheated on him twice. He didn't cheat on her. Oh no, she cheated on him once. He
mm,
didn't cheat on her. They were not together when he fucked that other girl. But in
yeah,
her mind, you cheated. Even though it's like in your mind he cheated, but you cheated. You literally cheated on him, and then you fucked somebody else and knew he was watching you do it.
yeah,
So it's like you ignore what you did, but I'm highlighting what you did because I was expecting this. I was expecting this the whole time. Something's gonna happen to where you fuck this up.
yeah, yeah. And man,
They
it's
tackling some shit in the
I,
relationship shit.
I think it's dope because it's not only are they like mostly focused on the case, right? Like the case is
Mhm.
like the meat and the potatoes or whatever, but like that relationship shit, it's like it's almost like they give you a good balance of it. And I
Yeah.
think that's why I like the show a lot. And it's not like a free for all. Like this I knew this episode at some point that she was gonna end up. As soon as I saw Morris Chestnut, I was like, oh, she's gonna fuck Morris Chestnut.
Yeah.
I was just like, as soon as I saw it,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
hasn't yet.
Beginning of the season. It's
Yeah.
like you know that's coming. The whole time in this one, when they in the office alone, I'm like, here you go.
Yeah, I already
I'm
knew
like,
it.
here
I
you
was
go.
just like when he had the dream, I thought he was really about to. I was just like, yo, what's going on? Like,
No, I could tell it was a dream of how she was talking to her. I was telling my mom, I was like, nah, this is a dream. I was like, but it's gonna come to that.
yeah. So as soon as, and I thought it was another, it was like dope writing, how you say or whatever, right? Like that's the scene where she's about to, like, cause she knows that this nigga done had a baby, and we're gonna go back to that part too. But she knows that this nigga is about to have a baby with this girl, that she knows all of this. And usually in their relationship, it's like a cheat back thing, right? It's like that's how it's always been. And it's just like keeping, they show the flashbacks of every time that he did something, she did something, or vice versa, or whatever. And it's just been an issue. So as soon as she's about to do it, she has that flashback and just leaves more chestnut. Cause I thought it was about to happen. But I like how they brought the flash. I like how they brought the flashback in to let her know that it's just like, all right, you keep on doing this, you're gonna keep on getting the same result.
Yeah, it's gonna keep leading to the same. It's the same circle. Y'all keep playing the same game.
Yeah.
Also, I want to point out the fact that when they do these flashbacks, it doesn't irritate me. Normally in shows, when they do flashbacks, I'm like, I don't care about this.
Yeah.
They do it strategically to where, like, we're building you up to where we at right now. Even when they show the girl that's on trial for the murder of her husband, them showing the relationship build to where it was, it's like that's important for what's going on.
That's dope.
You see how fast they move. Like, they met this month, date this month, engaged this month, married this month. It's like you've seen how fast it moved. So it's like, if you do it strategically with a flashback, that's cool. But don't give me a lot of shows do a full episode of flashback, and at the end we be like, why the fuck did we have to watch all that?
Yeah. But sometimes it's like, well, in this case, like, it makes, you see how it makes sense, because you don't really know a lot about JT and Chanel because they're not the main characters.
Yeah, they're the main case, but they're not the main character.
Right. So I mean, going into, I guess we could talk about, like, the case of this situation is about, the actual story is about a woman that is, well, I just forgot the main lady's name. What's her name in the show?
Fuck. Jax.
Jax, there you go. So Jax is her best friend or whatever, and they have this whole little group and whatnot, and everybody's connected in some way. Like, her husband is cool with her husband, and it's just like, they kick it together and whatnot. So what you don't see in the first, even though you see it in the first season of, like, the abusive relationship that JT and Chanel have, like him leaving her and, fucking other girls, you see all of that, right? But it's like the second season starts off with shit. She killed this nigga somehow.
Yeah.
And Jax gets that phone call.
With her on the ground, him on the ground dead, and her standing there holding the trophy.
Right. So you don't know exactly how it happened or how it started. You just understand that their relationship was abusive, over time. And then they give you, some of the backstory and how it happened the first time he hit her.
Yeah.
His him cheating in a relationship and whatnot. And pretty much the case is Jax can't take the case as far as, like, the main lawyer. So she calls up Morris Chestnut to be the main one because she's too close to the case. You know what I mean? It wouldn't.
Too.
You said what?
So Morris Chestnut is a hoe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It starts off with that nigga fucking shit out some girl.
Yeah.
I thought he was fucking Jax the first time. Like, because they didn't show her face. I was just like, oh shit. They showing like a flashback of him, used to be with Jax. I thought that's what it was. I thought they had a relationship. That's how he knew him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so
I thought him being a hoe.
Right. So Morris Chestnut is Corey in this or whatever, and he's leading the case, and there's like a back and forth with them because she wants to be ahead. She wants to be like the person that leads, so she makes a lot of decisions that kind of fuck up his case in the beginning. And
because she's acting off emotion, like he said.
Right.
He's like, you acting off emotion, you're not acting off strategy.
Right. Like, they got her in jail, Chanel's character in jail, and they want to keep her in jail so she looks like the victim or whatever. So it makes for a better case. And Jax was like, nah, we want to get her to her family, And she goes behind his back and ends up getting her out. And she's like kind of out fighting her case on the street or whatever. And it bounces back and forth or whatever, them fighting over, like, who's the lead. This nigga even tells her, like, main not bosses, but like her partners, it's like, hey, bosses, Jackson's a little bossy. I mean, I might want to say something to her or whatever. Which I thought was a whole ass move, but it was like, I guess the only move he could make. They went and told her. It was just like, hey, so why don't you just let Corey run this
back seat and let him run be the second chair. Like,
she knew exactly.
Don't tell my bosses that, nigga. Fuck you, nigga. I brought you here.
She knew exactly that nigga snitch. She was just like, this nigga here. So I mean,
I appreciate that about her character too, because she talks like still hood.
Oh yeah.
Like that was nigga shit. Oh, you just a full-fledged nigga.
Oh my god. When she found out that Corey was fucking one of the girls that's like helping with the case, and she was like all attitude with him. She was just like, "Really, nigga? Like, how long you been sleeping with this bitch, bro?" And he just like, ah.
So we get a lot of back and forth. I got a couple of predictions. Like my main prediction, as far as the case goes, that the dude who killed her husband was her best friend that put the house up.
Yep, I thought the same thing. I was like, because they bringing her in every now and then. And I feel like it just makes sense for it to be her. Like she was there because at this point we saw a flashback to where she's on the ground getting choked out. There's no way she could have hit him with a trophy. Somebody else did it, and it wasn't the black dude.
Because I was thinking it's either the daughter. I was like, either the daughter did it or her best friend did it. And the reason why it's her best friend, it was the reaction she had when they were like, they can't bail her out, they didn't have enough money. Her reaction was way more over the top than anybody else's. And she put the house up regardless. Nigga, if your wife put the house up to bail her friend out, even though you told her not to, what's your reaction?
Nigga, as soon as I saw that scene, I was just like, first I was like, I would have been like him at first. I would have been real quiet because that's just what I do. I just shut down like, But I think that is enough to let you know that it's like, yo, I don't know what they had going on because they don't really show their relationship, but that right there, like, say if your relationship was kind of rough, that right there would have took me out.
Yeah, that would have been enough.
Peace.
That would have been enough. Like,
sign his divorce papers right quick.
This is my livelihood, nigga, and I've already told you how I felt about it, and you went behind my back and did it anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, Nick, that's a huge slap in the face. That's like telling me I don't give a fuck what you think, nigga. I control your life. I'm gonna do what I want to.
And we're gonna end up losing the house if the case is like, you know, I think if she loses the case, they lose the house or some shit like that.
No, I feel like it's a second. It's like getting another mortgage, right? Like they got to pay that off regardless.
Right. Yeah.
Am I tripping?
I don't know a lot about how that shit goes. I just know that her putting it up is just like if they had the house paid off. Yeah, if they had the house paid off already, or they had a lot paid on it, and you pretty much all of what we did is gone. We gotta start from scratch.
Yeah, that's tough. Like I don't know how we survive when the truth is revealed that his feelings might change. But as far as right now, if I'm telling you I'm gonna fuck this your best friend, nigga, this is our house, nigga. That's not my friend, that's your friend. I know her. She cool. But we ain't putting my house up for her, nigga. That ain't my sister.
Exactly. And if Jack's like at the end of the day, like that, is Jack's gonna help us get our house back? Is Chanel gonna help us get this back? Like, no, Chanel might be in jail. Jack's gonna keep on living her life.
Yeah. This is just a case.
She's not gonna pay our rent.
This is a case. But I definitely feel like the reveal is going to be, that she
the best friend did it.
The best friend did it at first because you see they give you a reveal where somebody else hits them and she looks up. Yeah. So I was trying to look at the viewpoint. I'm like, she's looking kind of low, so it could be one of the daughters. Yeah. But at the same time, just the reaction of her friend was enough to let me know like she's taking the fall for you.
Yeah, and she been on like she pulled up one day out of when they was listening to What These Bitches Want From a Nigga by DMX. She was like, yeah, shit. Y'all niggas ain't shit or some shit like that or whatever. And then she had this whole little attitude the whole time. So it was like, it looked like something's going on with that character.
Like, no, she's mad at the husband because remember the husband slept on the couch too because he don't fuck with her.
Yeah.
Bitch, go in the room. Like, bitch, I don't talk to you. Don't come in here talking shit.
But to come in here and after what you did, you don't have no say so. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to my homie.
No, she was mad at
she was mad. She was mad at what's his name? I know.
She mad at Jack's husband because of the baby shit.
Yeah, don't talk to the homie. You want punishment. Matter of fact, you sleep on the couch. You want punishment. Fuck wrong with you? You don't let the house go. You don't even deserve it on bed. You don't
go to your mama. Hey, go spend the night at your friend Jack's house. She got wrong.
Exactly.
Get the fuck on. This is my house that you put up. I told you don't do that shit. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, sleep at the kids' room. I'd be like Victor Sweet from Four Brothers. You could just like go sit at the kids' table.
Sit at the kids' table.
Go sleep in the kids' room.
Oh
Better to
man.
be in his bed.
So also, and this might be just far fetched. I feel like Morris Chestnut has something to do with that other lawyer's husband showing up.
The other lawyer's husband.
Remember, she was on a run, and he said something
Oh
like,
yeah.
he was like, "What are you doing out here? Like, it seemed like you running from something." I feel like, and this is why I feel like it. Morris Chestnut has a lot to prove, and he really wants to win this case because he said this case can help the case that girl that got convicted. Remember, he told that story.
Yeah. I thought that was the only thing, like, because he just
No,
told Tex.
also, you see how hard he was going to impress his father.
Mm-hmm.
He knows winning this case is because he asked his father for something like put me on something, and his dad's like, you ain't proved yourself yet.
Yeah.
So him winning this case boosts him with whatever his dad got going on. So he's trying to win this case by any means necessary because he got a lot to prove, and he's trying to use it to beat the case of that other lady.
So you think he's trying to sabotage that lady?
Yes, I think he's trying to fuck with her mind. It's kind of like a guaranteed win. If you could fuck with her mind and get her thrown off, it's a guaranteed win.
That'd be a dope ass little twist because it's like that kind of came out of nowhere. It's like I thought she was two different people one episode because one episode she looked like this like uptight lady or whatever, and then the next episode she had a tight dress on with her hair cut short. I'm like, what's going on? Did they switch characters? I was
like I said, that could be far fetched on my part, but that's just kind of sense I got. Like she's going hard for that.
But she got other shit going on too. She getting death threats and shit like that. People calling her house, and she was calling to check if the nigga somebody was still in jail.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. Morris Chestnut knows all of this. That nigga's clever as fuck.
Yeah.
And just by him bringing it up in conversation, it's like he had that as a tool in his back pocket. Because that nigga's like, yeah, like you just up and moved out here. It seems like you running from something. Yeah. Remember, she kind of just dismissed it. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, damn near. But this nigga's smart enough to be like, hey, she's over here if you're looking for her. Hey, dude in jail. How can I get him out? It's like he's doing shit to make sure he wins this case.
Yeah. Morris Chestnut's father hitting on Jax. How do you feel about that scene, period, as far as like an older man seeing a woman and kind of hitting on her? I think not really knowing nothing about her. Did you feel like that was what she said back to him? Do you feel like that was warranted?
I feel like normally old niggas do that, and it's more so of a playful flirtation thing. It's just what OGs do. Like your uncle would see your wife and be like, "Girl, you could have had me back in the day." It's always like that playful thing. I think he crossed the line when she let it be known, like, because he was like, "What you think about an older man?" And when he let it be known, it wasn't a joke. Mm-hmm. He crossed the line for not stepping off of it when she was like, "I got a husband, so I don't even." And he like, "So what they got to do with what?" He said something slick after that. I feel like that's where he crossed the line, and that's when she was like, I would want my wife to check a nigga like that too. Like, okay, now you're doing too much. Now you about to get your ass whooped.
Yeah, check. Like I've been somewhere to where a nigga got checked before, but it's just like I don't like the rape like us allegations. like that's
no. Okay, so you talk about that part.
Yeah, that was like I ain't like that because it's just like he just saying what, just like you said, what old niggas say. He's flirting with you. He ain't touch you. He can't grab your ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that comment was
like that's what rapists say.
That comment was a dive off the deep end, like real quick. Like, damn, you gonna take it there?
Nigga, just imagine you hitting on some girl. She was just like, nigga, you sound rapey. I would never want to speak to that girl again. I was just like, yo, you can't even beat by me.
I take that as straight disrespect.
You on some weird shit.
That's flat out disrespect.
I should have me hot. I was just like, damn, nigga, he being an old nigga. He's flirting with. Like it's been many niggas that been just like, you got a husband? Oh, girl, don't worry about that. I'll take care of you too, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like he's just being old. Like, but
no. He crossed the line of being old where he was still serious. Like I said, normally when OGs do that, it's joking. It's like a joking matter, and then you don't wait for somebody to leave before you do that. He waited till it was one-on-one, where it's like, now I'm gonna keep pushing that line. Where it's just like, nigga, like, what are you? Now the shit getting weird.
Yeah, he definitely a slick nigga. I just don't feel like he crossed the line as far as he didn't touch her. You know what I mean? He said some shit that was inappropriate. Yes.
That rape line though.
That rape line was off. It was just like, God damn, you call the nigga a rapist?
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah.
But it definitely was a lot. How do you feel about the sons acting with those big ass fucking eyes? That shit drives me crazy.
I've seen that nigga in something before.
I've seen him in a couple things before, but his eyes always like, Mom, what? I beat him up because he called me gay. I want to be in musicals. Dad's gonna find out about this video. You're gonna get in big trouble.
I think you could blame probably acting school for that one. That's just probably some of them things like I feel like you get a coach that tries to tell you to do certain things that help you out in your roles, and it's just like you overdo it, and it's like you're not being yourself. Like, cause I feel like you could act, but you still got to kind of like be, like be regular. You know what I mean? Like be like, try not to overact. I feel like right now he's overacting. He's overusing whatever thing somebody told him to do. It's just like, yeah, like make sure you fix your expressions, and he's just like, Dad. He's like, you don't even be looking at nobody. I thought that nigga was blind when I first seen that nigga was just like, Dad, I'm over here, son. Oh, he called me gay, so I hit him. And his dad was just like, hey, son, you gay? Like, that nigga just like, Dad, I ain't gay. What are you looking at? Oh.
Hey, that was an important point too, though, because the dad didn't call him gay, but he was just being a dad. But I think me and you had this conversation before. It's like it's a different generation to where they take a lot of shit that we're saying literally.
Personal too.
Yeah, because he like I don't give a fuck if you like music, but he's getting jokes off because it's like, nigga, this is the generation I come from where, nigga, that's the joke. Like, oh, nigga,
right.
What, you want to dress now too? It's like he's not being serious, but nigga, the sensitivity of the new generation, they could take it that way.
Exactly. It's just like, you playing basketball. We know you play basketball. So if my son is balling right now, right? Like, say if my son is in school and he's just killing them, you know what I mean? It was like, he's the best player out there, and he's just like, Dad, I want to go to a different school. You know what I mean? I want to be in musicals. I was just like, for what? Like that. My first reaction is for what? But not because I won't support you. Yeah. It's just like, nigga, like you a baller. Nigga, like, what you mean you want to dance? Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? But it's like, that's just a reaction, because of what we grew up with. What our uncles would say. Like, let me tell my uncle that I'm going to stop playing basketball. Nigga would have called me the F word real quick.
Well, my uncle would say no shit like that.
Oh my God, nigga would have dropped the bomb. Just like,
my uncle would have cracked some jokes, but he ain't going. He ain't ever that hard. Goddamn.
My uncle went crazy with that word, and it was just like that word was so easily tossed around. It never offended anybody around us because it was just used. It was just like boy on some F shit.
It was used most definitely like it was a normal term. Like we normally at our age we would use it when we was mad at somebody. Like
my cousin got his ears pierced, and his dad was just like F. Like just but the fucked up part about it wasn't in a way that we were just like, oh nigga, you a blah 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 blah. It was just said, and everybody laughed about it.
Yeah,
damn. Like now that word is crazy.
Yeah, my daddy would have said that. I got my ear.
Oh my God, it's like, nigga, you F. Got your ears pierced like a girl. Like niggas calling niggas like sissies and shit. It was like, oh, some sissy shit. Like, goddamn. But at that point in time, it didn't matter. Like that word was tossed around.
I get it. It wasn't rare at all. Like it was used. It was like I said, we used it in raps, and we used it when you mad at somebody, you snapping on somebody.
Yeah.
It was a normal term. Right. But his reaction to him doing musicals, like I said, I don't think his heart was venomous. It's like you said, you balling, you going crazy but when she said when he told his mom, she was like, so that nigga ain't going to the NBA.
Short ass nigga.
He said he don't want to play basketball no more. She said, so nigga ain't going to the NBA.
Damn, when your mama know you trash, it's crazy. Like, nigga, you garbage.
So he wasn't balling like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know, it's if you're not into musicals and the only people you know are into musicals is females, you would assume some shit like that. It's like an assumption, jokey manner, but he was like, nigga, I'm passionate about this. You gonna kill my dreams because you don't know about it.
He also was just like, who's the girl? You know what I mean? That's why his son was mad. I was just like, damn, nigga, you think either I'm gay or I'm doing it for a female? Like, I think the son overreacted, but at the same time, this generation is like that, so it is what it is. But yeah, that and that's another thing about this show is just like these little small little sub stories are dope because it'd be like little messages in the story, messages in like that last therapy session was crazy because it was just like she was so upset because let's get back to the story or whatever. So JT, his friend, the one that got murdered, was he was in his mind he was in an open relationship. That nigga was like fucking girls at parties and shit like that, and he had told Jackson's husband's just like, hey man, you know what I mean, like be free out here or whatever.
Yeah.
What's the nigga's name? Jack's husband. Never
mind.
I
don't remember. I don't remember.
So Jack's husband goes to this party or whatever, like they having a good time, and he runs into one of one of the group's friends. Like everybody know each other. He runs into and realizes
mom's friend, or his daughter's best friend's mom.
Right. So he runs into her. She's flirting hard because he had ran into her before. He ain't paid no attention. He ran into her at like a soccer game or whatever the case was.
Yeah, he's playing a dangerous game either way though.
Either way. So it's just like he meet her and they finally end up hooking up because he sees her fucking JT at the party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, oh shit, like this is what's going on here. So it's like I don't know what it is about, like you could tell that nigga's on some freaky I like to watch shit because he liked to watch his wife and he saw that and he was just like, because after that, I'm not hitting that girl up that flirted with me at the party.
He saw like, I want that.
He was just like, you had it, I need it. You know what I mean? It's like one of them things like that turns that nigga on to watch other people. So when they finally, smash a few times, it ends up, the whole JT things happens and the girl Tony ends up getting pregnant. And she don't know who's the baby at this point. It could either be Jackson's husband's character or JT. Right. And that's where that whole thing lands. And she ends up being a part of this whole case because now, you know what I mean? Like she's connected to JT, so she on the stand.
Yeah, Jack's got to use the angle. She mad as fuck at her, but she has to use this angle to help the case.
Yeah, she ends up cross-examining her and like really finding out, just like, so they both know at this point what's going on. Yeah. So she's talking to her, about like, does she know who the baby is? You know what I mean? It's just like, so it could be your JT's or it couldn't be. You know what I mean? Like, are you sure? She's like, no. And they kind of like give each other this crazy look while she exits the stand.
Kind of like, like, yes, bitch, I know.
Yeah, like I know what's up or whatever.
And she was like, wasn't you fucking another married man at that time? And that's when it clicked in her head, like shit, like she knows.
So as the husband, do you tell her right away or do you do what he did and hold off because you don't know for sure?
Once I find out it's a possibility, that's a tough one though, like you said.
Because like you just don't know, so it's like you don't have to say nothing. Because old girl she just want the baby, which is still mind-boggling to me that women do that shit. It's just like, yeah, I don't know whose baby this is. I'm just gonna have it on the humbug, like whatever. Just all right.
Right. Yeah, I can't. That's none of my business. I don't know about that part.
Me either.
But as far as letting my wife know, because him fucking her when they wasn't together is none of his wife's business. Like I said before, like she did what she did. He was doing what he was doing. They wasn't together. It was pretty much agreed upon when y'all both know what's going on. So us being back together, if I'm not still fucking with her, whatever I did with her when we're not together is what we did.
Yeah.
But finding out she's pregnant, I feel like if I find out this baby ain't mine, there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah. None of your business.
Because it's like, why do I need to tell you I was fucking her? So you're going to be mad at her regardless because I was fucking her, whether this baby's mine or not. Yeah. But once I find out it is mine, I'm telling you off top, nigga, because like, I'm like him. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I ain't going to be no deadbeat. I don't give a fuck what's going on.
Yeah. Man, I be trying my hardest, and just like when it comes to like, being in a relationship, it's like any little lie could just come back on your ass. So just like, I always be just trying to tell the truth because I don't want it to go backwards because he took a few lies. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just like the lie was right. So it's just like, damn, like nigga, you been lying because the first thing she asked is somebody I know. He could have told her then.
Yeah,
like yeah, it was Tony. I think her name was Tony. Yeah, it was Tony.
Well, okay, so at this point, if she was still around her, like was they still kicking it? Was they still cool? Because I thought they wasn't fucking with each other at this time.
Talking about Jackson or Tony?
Yeah.
No, I
Or
don't
whatever
think.
the girl's name is.
Yeah, I don't think there was like cool.
It
Like,
wasn't cool.
yeah,
So
she just knew her.
yeah, so it's like, why did they get to the conversation of him fucking somebody else?
Because like they were just smoking one day and chilling, and I remember Jax was saying something like Jax said something, and he responded it's just like on some like, you wasn't the only one. Out here, he had said something to that degree or whatever. He didn't say those words, but he was just like, you wasn't the only one, and she was just like, oh, like what's that mean? You know what I mean? Like, and then she asked him that question, was like, is it somebody I know? And he was the first lie. He was like, nah.
I wouldn't have said no, but I would have said like, nah, don't ask me no shit like that. Like, I'd have been like, don't, you know what I mean? Let's not do that. Let's
Yeah,
not do give you the details on who I was fucking with when I wasn't with you. Don't open that door. Cause even if, so say I say it, cause I don't know, you know her. I'm like, nah, and it's somebody you know. What's her name? That's going to be your next question. What's her name?
yeah. She's not gonna let you
Tracy.
get away with it. And if you don't say, because if you say nah, or like, or not if you don't say nah, but if you be just like, don't ask me no question like that, it's almost like saying yeah.
No, only
Because
because,
if you didn't, you was just like nah.
cause I mean, if I say nah, if I say no, the next question is, well, who is it? Well,
Nope.
where'd you meet it? Women don't ever stop at
Yeah, it's
no.
like
If
you
somebody
don't
you
know her.
know, no. Oh, okay. That's never where it stops.
Yeah,
What's her name? Where you know her from? Oh, and then they'd be like, oh, you talking about Tracy that work over here?
yeah,
Yeah, I know that bitch. And now it opens a whole nother, you know what I mean? It's never going to stop at no. So I just be like, nah, don't do that. Like, let's not do that because I don't want to know who else she was fucking with. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I don't want to do the back and forth. It's going to open up gates. 'Cause it ain't none of our business what we was doing when we wasn't together.
yeah. It just sucks for the guy, because he's like, you plant the seed, you can't stop it from growing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the fucked up part about it. Like a woman could shit, nigga. She fuck around, get pregnant by another nigga, you have an abortion, and not tell you about it, nigga. Nobody gonna know, but the doctor.
I wouldn't want to know that.
Hmm. You wouldn't
I
want to
would
know
not
what?
want to know that. If we wasn't together, I don't want to know that.
No, no, I feel you. I'm just saying, like the messed up part about a guy and a girl is that the guy cannot hide it if the seed is gonna grow. It's growing in another woman's belly.
Oh,
Like
you
you
talking about
drop
the
this,
baby? You
yeah,
saying
you
the
drop,
baby? Okay.
yeah. If you plant the seed and it grows, you can't
Mm.
stop that baby from growing if the lady want to have a baby. So it's just like you screwed. Period. Now you got
Right.
a whole kid. Like a woman, she cheat as many times as she wants to, get pregnant, just be like,
It's,
and get rid of the baby on some like dime pass
yeah,
shit. You know what I mean? It's just like, damn, like what happened?
yeah.
It's
But if
not.
it's
I
like,
don't think that's not a fair thing. But at the same time, it's like, hey,
so it's like for me, it's like in his shoes, I want to confirm if it's my baby before I tell my wife,
yeah,
and then I want to confirm if you're actually going to have the baby because I can't control if you do that or not. So
yeah,
if you say yes, now I know I have to tell my wife about it. If you say no, ain't nothing to talk about. We've just this happened when I wasn't with her.
yeah,
Well, it's like why involve her in this if it's taken care of. You open the door for more drama if you bring her in and be like, and she got pregnant and she got rid of the baby. It's like your mind is gonna keep click because you want to know all the details now, just to keep suffering.
yeah. I think me just off bat, I would have just said yeah when she asked me did I know her, because I'd have been like, it don't matter. We wasn't
You
together.
say yeah, and she'd be like, who?
Yeah, I would have told her. I would have been like, oh girl, but it's not like she not your sister. She not your homegirl you
Eh,
hang out with every day. There's
It
just
ain't,
somebody you
but
end up knowing.
it ain't. But now she has an enemy. Now her sister can't be. Yeah, now your daughter can't be friends with her daughter because it's a possibility you run into her.
I
Now
mean,
it's extra drama that's gonna come from that.
at this point, it's already drama. He already, you know what I mean? Like either that or I gotta lie and I gotta keep on lying. Cause
No,
like
you
to
ain't
me,
gonna lie. Just they don't. I just won't answer.
dude, I don't trust none of these, especially chicks out here just being, all in the streets, right? I don't care what Tony said. As soon as I know that you're about to have this baby, I know my life is ruined.
Yeah, no, no.
Or,
I'm
or,
saying
or, or,
so. I'm
or it's
saying
a
this.
possibility. I know my life could be ruined because you
No,
could tell later on.
I'm saying it's a difference between her being pregnant or just asking me if I fucked somebody you knew. That's two different things. If you ask me if I fucked somebody you knew while we wasn't together, I don't want to be in this conversation. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it.
I
I'm
get what
like,
you're saying. You usually
right,
like
I'm
not
cutting
gonna
that
say
off.
no. You're not gonna say yeah or no.
No, I'm,
Like,
I'm I'm cutting the conversation there, and I'm going to give my reasons why because it's going to open doors. I'll tell her flat out, like, nah, let's not do that
mm-hmm.
because I don't want to know what you did when we wasn't together. I don't give a fuck if you want to volunteer the information. I don't want to hear it. If we wasn't together, if it ain't like you said, and if it ain't a nigga that's right by my side, I don't want to know about it. Like it's different because I would think you would want to volunteer that information if it's a woman you know is in her life daily. I would want to let her know, like when we wasn't together, I fucked with her.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, the messy shit that could come up, it could be an argument between them. That's why I fucked them, and then that opens up thing like, why you didn't tell me that? But if this woman ain't in her life, you don't have to ask me if she's in your life. I'm gonna let you know because I don't want it ever to be awkward for you. That's different. But don't just we ain't gonna just do details of what happened when we wasn't together, and you just open this box to where you doing research and finding the bitches that you think I was fucking.
Nah, I feel you. I mean, I understand for sure. I just feel like in a case like that of what happened, I just don't think you could win regardless, whether you say yay, no, or don't ask me no shit like that.
I think my better option is don't ask me no shit.
I mean, yeah, for sure. And I guess, I mean, it's in everybody's like in different eyes or whatever, right? Like I always see something coming back on me. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, that could be considered like omission or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, like you still technically lied. I told you, did you know? You were just like, don't ask me no shit like that. You could have told me that I knew this girl. You could have told me, nigga. You could have told me I knew this bitch. Like, I'm gonna just kick in with this bitch. We having game nights. You know what I mean? She pregnant with your baby. Your baby playing with our kids. They playing with their sister. I'm the stepmama low key.
So, okay, I'll put it like this. There will be no room for that conversation because if I know my daughter and her daughter are best friends, if we get back together, I have to let you know about that because those are connecting those two worlds, even if you don't kick it with her on the daily. Yeah. So we're not going to get to a point where you got to ask me and I have to lie. So I'm going to be like, just so you know, she going to who house? Just so you know, me and her mama did some shit when we wasn't together.
So you know, I got
yes. Wow. I ain't going to say all that.
Oh man,
no, it's like I'm gonna close that door before it opens. Yeah. But because it wasn't like it ain't like there's still a connection there because of their daughters. That connection's always going to be there. So you have to clear that air before anything.
Yeah, man. It's so much that happens in this shit to where it's just like you can break down every single story. You just like I feel like we kind of skipped over the Michael Ealy story, but it's still like. That was like a piece of the story, but that was also like it kind of, it kind of comes back like her being with somebody that, she didn't get off on the case. And, they kind of, that was a quick story or whatever, but they kind of fell in love while she was like defending him. He ends up getting time, 16 years, gets out, they having this cheating relationship back and forth. Cause even though she's not with Lewis, that's the character. I just found his name. Okay. Even though she's not with him, it's still like, you know what I mean? Like they're having conversations and kicking it. They still having sex or whatever. You know what I mean? She's not telling him that she's dealing with this nigga either until he pull up on her, you know what I mean? And see that she's dating the same guy that she was defending 16 years ago. That could look all kind of crazy.
So she started defending him after she got her law firm, right? Did they say when that case started? When she started?
I think it was before she got like on. She wasn't a part of the same law firm that she is now. Now she's a partner. Like she got her own shit. Like something in Stewart. It's got her name.
I'm saying when she started defending Michael Ealy because we saw that flashback when she was those partners. When she got it, remember because he was like trying to work on the pitch, but he was like, yeah, since you newly your firm, like he made that a thing.
Got you. Yeah.
When did he start? When did she start defending Michael Ealy?
And what season?
I'm saying what point in her life?
Oh,
I married to dude?
Man, whatever it was, she was. I think before she met Lewis, she met that nigga, but they weren't in a relationship yet. Like they were never in a relationship technically. Like she was just flirting with the nigga.
Hey, thank you for saying that. That's Michael Ealy's son.
Hey, imagine. Oh my god!
End of the season ending. Whose son is that for real?
Hey, I'm thinking right. Like
that's why I asked what point she started because was like she was fucking with both of them. But I need to know if she had both of her kids before she started defending them.
Because the boy is what? He in high school still. So if he was in jail for 16 years, right? And
either that daughter or that son.
And the son is 16. That's crazy. That could be wild. Hey, It's possible, bro. But I'm trying to think. I don't think they had sex before he went in.
Oh,
They
she
was
had
just,
sex while he was in jail?
no. So it's like she never knew this nigga before the whole jail shit started. Like they met each other while he was like he got locked up already. He was already in, and
He
it was
was in
like
while she was defending him, right?
right,
Before he got
like
sentenced.
right. So while she's defending him, like she's just kind of like falling for him. They having he calling her different names. He calling her from jail, all
Mhm.
kind of shit or whatever. But they never had sex
So they
until he
never had
got
sex,
out.
period,
No,
until
they
he got
never had
out.
sex till he got out. So like, technically, I can't be his son.
Okay,
But
no, that's all I was asking
yeah,
because I remember they was doing the back and forth, but I thought it was like she was fucking with both of them back and forth.
once he got out,
She wasn't physically fucking with them both back and forth.
talking about Lewis and
And
Michael
Michael
Ealy's
Ealy.
character, yeah. After he got out, that's when they had sex for the first time.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah. But she was separated from her husband at the time. But it was like that would have been a cool little twist, though. You know what I mean? But that means that she would have to have sex with him at some point early on in his jail stint.
right. That's what I was asking. Like before
Yeah,
he even got sentenced. That's
yeah. I
what
was I had to think about it for a second. I'm like, damn,
I thought.
that would have been a cool little writer, and you must by writing for the show.
Hey, it might be. Hey, if it happens,
That'd have been cold. Yeah, because I don't
door
even
ain't
think she
closed.
because they show you when Lewis met Jax was in the car accident.
Mm,
And I think that was after the bro got hooked, put in jail. 'Cause I don't think they've been married for probably close to 16 years because the son.
mm,
So I think she met that nigga like right after. What's his
okay.
name got put in jail. So I don't know.
Um.
I might have my timeline off, but I think that I don't. She definitely didn't have sex with that nigga until he got out of jail 16 years
Okay.
later.
So she never had sex with him up until that point.
Okay, so hold on. She No, she didn't. Because I remember when he first got out, and you know, what I mean, he saw her at the halfway house and all of that kind of shit. Because she was mad at that nigga because he was about to like turn him. He was about to say guilty so he can get out.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I
She was
mean?
pissed about that.
Right. And then they start seeing each other on the street. And they went to the beach, but this was all afterwards. Like she was already married and everything like that at that point. That wasn't the past because they
Okay.
never knew each other before then. Yeah. So
And they said that's when they first had sex.
right. Yeah. So it's just like that whole relationship. That nigga ends up being crazy.
Yeah, yeah. He's
And then,
the whole show opens with her being tied up, and then we find out it was him who did it.
right. And he kills himself. That's his story.
Yeah.
He's a nut.
Um. So right now we're at the case. This episode ends with her and her husband coming back together.
Mm-hmm.
We know it's not going to be a happy ending. If this would have happened on the last episode of the season, happy ending. But we
Yeah.
still got more episodes left, which means we're going to get another turning point where they might leave each other for real.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be, but it's going to happen.
He finally said what she never heard, which is, what the therapist was saying, like somebody that loves her for her, like no matter what, unconditionally. He said that, you know what I mean? I like how the episodes end. They go all black and they say one word or whatever. She was like,
Yeah.
wait. So
Yeah.
it's like, there's a possibility that everything will be cool after this because you told him to wait. But
Mhm.
is it 2 more episodes or 1 more episode?
That part I don't know.
Okay. So I think they just are going to start focusing more on like kind of ending the case, and it's going to end up being the final course, like we know. But then there's going to be something that takes us to the next season. There's going to be some type of twist, and I was like, I'm trying to think about what that's going to be.
It's not your son.
What? How? And then they're going to show a flashback of her going to have a conjugal visit.
Yeah,
Damn, that'd be crazy.
that'd be dope though.
Yeah, it's just like now they both got illegitimate children.
It's
It's like, nigga, well you did it, I did it. Bitch, shut up.
some kind of twist is coming at the end, like they did last season.
Yeah, it's dope show. I'm glad I'm glad I gave it more of a chance because like once Young Bree was just like y'all should do this, and you said you already see the first season, I'm like, well, fuck it, let me try it, and then it only took I think two or three episodes.
I remember when after I watched first season, I told you about it,
You
but
did.
like I said, you was like, nah, you wasn't fucking with it because I get why you said it.
Yeah, I gave it a chance. I gave it that first episode. I was like,
It was just at a time where everything was.
Man, it felt very.
I'm a hoe. I be fucking. I'm a hoe. I'm a hoe. Oh, did you fuck him? You fucked the mailman? Oh man, the nigga that was cleaning the pool. What about the nigga that was pushing the trash can? It's like that was the focus of women empowerment when it could have just been who they were instead of being the focus.
It felt very BT plus. The
Mm-hmm.
first episode, I was just like, "What this is a Tima? What the other show called? Like Sisters or some shit like that." I was like, "I'm not watching this show."
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
But we fuck with the show. It's a dope ass show. The music is dope as fuck. It's crazy because they was playing shit like the internet. This is the type of shit I listen to.
Yeah,
like the music that ain't put on the forefront. They listen to forefront classics and they listen to shit like on the low. Like if you fuck with it, you fuck with it type shit. They be having some hits on this motherfucker.
Oh yeah, they had me fucking put the others like heard a song. I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to listen to that as soon as I get in the car.
They be having hits. So whoever in charge of music, you fucking this shit up.
Yeah, I was just like, whoever got that damn that release on that music. I was like, in these cases, like if this show was ever like in syndication, all that shit gonna be gone because it's like all of these artists giving up their catalogs.
I'll be hating that shit when I watch syndicated shows and they be like, you be like generic ass beats. I hate that shit.
Nigga, I watched the Wayans Brothers one time, nigga, and I was just like, hold on, where the hell's the beat? Where's the Tribe Called Quest, nigga? That shit said, I was like, damn, they done muffled everything. Because the niggas don't have they don't
got the rights.
Shit. They ain't got the rights no more. So
that's bullshit.
Anyway.
Yeah, man. Like, share, subscribe, talk back wherever. If you there, comment below. Let us know how y'all feel about this show. We will be back with the next episode next week if it's coming out. We don't know how many episodes left, but
3. I'm looking at it right now. We just saw Venus and Mars, so it's got October 3rd, 10th, and 17th. So it's gonna be in order. 10 episodes, 3 more left.
Nice.
All right. Peace.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube and Spotify and follow us on IG and TikTok.